Yeah, I just wanted to really kind of jump on a call with you and kind of do like I haven't really got a podcast. I just want to kind of jump on and chat to people, and obviously we've spoken quite a few times. I don't know if is it mainly you that I've been speaking to, Kiki, or
Yeah, I sort of manage all the social media stuff, and then Alex does all
right.
the stuff that I don't want to do.
Well, we'll talk about that anyway. We'll talk about that on the
Yeah.
call. And that would be good. But yeah, just to yeah, it would be good to have a chat. And obviously, I'm an avid user of your products now. Me and the team use your products every day. And we've now got the new mitts as well, which are awesome, by the way. And again, we'll go into that as well. But I kind of wanted to. We'll just literally start from here. I won't do the traditional kind of like
Yeah.
podcast, you know, intro and all that. So I'm just going to upload this to my YouTube, put it on my. I'll probably chop it up, put it on my Instagram, all that sort of thing, and then you guys can put it wherever you want to put it if you want to, or just share it. So, but yeah, I kind of wanted to get to know what your story is, because I've seen, I think it's one other company kind of similar to what you're trying to, with the whole eco vision you've got, but everyone else is kind of doing it. They're not doing it as sustainable, or they're just not doing it sustainable at all. And I wanted to get to kind of know your story before you started. So perhaps we can start with that, because I know obviously, Kiki, you said that you both work in the NHS. So that was quite an interesting thing you said. You work in the NHS, but you started this business. So yeah, it'd be good to hear that.
Yeah, Alex, go ahead.
Kiki, you gonna go?
Okay, so basically, it started about just over 2 years ago, where I got my dog, who's now 2.5, and I, like many other dog owners, was just kind of picking up my dog poo, not really thinking about the plastic and stuff. But then,
Yeah,
I guess in other parts of my life, I was already becoming quite aware of things like plastic and packaging and wanting to reduce that. And then, I don't know, one day I was having a chat actually to my aunt, who's a quite green, and she said, "What are you doing? Why are you using biodegradable bags?" And I'm like, "Well, they're biodegradable, they're fine." She goes, "No, no, no." And then she kind of educated me on the difference between biodegradable and compostable. So I thought, okay, fine, well, I'll go and find some compostable bags. And I realized that in the UK we were kind of limited. We had, like, if you go on like a Google search, there was just American companies, and then there was like a bigger company that I'm sure you've probably heard of as well, that they made them as well. But we can't, and then so like I was saying before, Alex and I are friends from before, and I was just chatting to Alex, and I said, "Oh, I reckon we should do this." And then I just kind of dragged him along with me, saying, "Well, you know what? I need someone to like help me, and if I'm gonna sink, then you can sink with me." So
I don't think anyone. Well, a lot of people don't even know the difference between the biodegradable and compostable. So I think that's what you kind of mentioned to me. I think you said it to me over an email, because I believe I got a cold email from you, or it might have been you followed me on Instagram, and then I don't know what it was. It was something like that. And as soon as you mentioned that bit, it got me obviously thinking, because we were using Bico.
yes,
Bico,
so
yeah.
they have compostable and biodegradable as well, but their main line is biodegradable poo bag. Yeah. So what I did, how I found you was me and Alex and I, Alex and I were in a cafe, and I said, we need to find people that would like to use our products, like people that have got the similar mindset as us, so that they can, use our products and tell us what they think about them. And I think I just Googled like eco-friendly dog walker.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and then I think your link came up first, and then it was really interesting, because I was like, oh, everyone should be using electric vehicles. And then surprisingly, I think you are the only one.
Yeah, we are literally the only one.
Yeah, the only people that use electric vehicles.
There are people that, you have now started to invest in an electric van, but they're not kind of shouting about it. It's more, they're just maybe doing it for cost. They're not really pushing the message of what we're trying to do. So I think that's the sort of difference between it.
But you kind of tick every box that essentially you were kind of like our ideal consumer or customer, because you tick every box that what our company ethos was all about.
But then again, I'd also say that perhaps I wasn't your ideal, because I'm of course going to buy it. Like you literally emailed me. Obviously I can see you kind of educated me on the difference between biodegradable and compostable. And as soon as I learned, I was going to buy it. But for the people that aren't maybe as eco-conscious, maybe you're better customers because you just educate them. They'll probably go ahead with you unless they literally hate the planet and don't want to. Do you know what I mean? That maybe it's that, but yeah, if there's more people out there like me, then yeah, of course, we're definitely going to buy in. So
yeah, so I think
the mindset, isn't it? It's the mindset that of what the intention is all about, and see what you wanted to do for the environment.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's confusing as well for a consumer, because when you see the word biodegradable and the marketing behind it, you automatically assume that that is a more eco-friendly choice. And as a consumer, you think that you are doing better for the planet. And I think that I was until I had that conversation with my aunt. I didn't know that, there was a difference. I mean, compostable is biodegradable, but biodegradable isn't compostable. And I think that is where the confusion comes in.
Can you explain it? Can you explain just for anyone that's watching, like, the difference between biodegradable and compostable? Because there is a big difference.
Oh yeah, so our bags or anything that is certified compostable has to be it has to come with a certification to say that this will break down into natural biomass. And whereas something that's biodegradable doesn't need to be, because technically, if you look at the definition of biodegradable, it means that anything that will degrade, but there is no time limit on that. So everything that we have is actually biodegradable. It could be thousands of years, or it could be millions of years, but it's just there's no time span for that, and it's not measured. Whereas compostable is like a measured thing where you have an outcome based on certified conditions or the way that it's processed. It is a plastic, but it's a bioplastic, a cornstarch base that made out of or potatoes. It's normally potatoes or corn that they're made out.
Yeah, because one of my because I used to do a lot of social media marketing. I still do a little bit, but my main focus obviously on the dog walking and stuff. But one of my clients, which I still work with now, actually, I'm really good friends with the owner. He runs a vegan product that's in supermarkets and stuff. But he used to have a restaurant in Reading, and all of the drinks, I used to go in there and do my work on my laptop as well. And I would the milkshakes you can get, the vegan milkshakes and stuff, they're in these cornstarch cups as well, which literally look like plastic, but no one would know unless someone said that they're made of cornstarch. And I found that really interesting. They are a lot more expensive, but it just shows that it can be done, like not just what you're doing, but just like in general with businesses. So yeah, it's
I think the fact that it's made from cornstarch, and these are made of corn which are not fit for human consumption, so there's no wastage. So they are corn that's basically a bit rotten, can't make their way to supermarkets. So these are the ones that would then be converted into the compostable bags, basically. So essentially you're cutting, some carbon footprint from there, and you're not wasting the resources.
Right. No, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, obviously, I'm trying to think where we were now when you were talking about your story, but so you're both NHS workers, still working in the NHS. You said that. So why did you? Obviously, you mentioned that you had this chat with your aunt and stuff, but why did you still go into doing this business instead of just sort of sticking with what you're already doing? Like, you like entrepreneurial, or is it just you saw a gap in the market? And
I think it's a bit of both, really. I think by nature we like challenges. We're medics, so we like the problem-solving element, and it's just something different. We use a different skill set to what we're trained to do. I guess when you spend 10 years training in medicine, I mean, you obviously never become you never get to an amazing level, but you get comfortable with it. Right. But I guess so this was just kind of something like, oh well, let's just do it. I mean,
impulsive. You kind of just like.
Pardon?
just impulsive. You were sort of like, yeah, I want to accept the challenge. Let's just go for it and create.
Yeah, that's what we did. So we just bought every kind of poo bag we could find on the market and just used them, and then decided and took properties from all those poo bags to make what we wanted as like what we saw as the ultimate poo bag.
I like even because I've tried quite obviously we tried quite a few different brands, and like even I will say the girls, but I shouldn't always say, but the team always say that yours is a lot better. Just you think sometimes that getting an eco product over something that's not as eco would be worse, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean by that? Not worse, but like it just doesn't have that same, because it's so good.
The quality is not as good. Yeah.
But just like in this sense, it's a lot better, and they've got handles as well, which makes it a lot easier. Some of the ones that don't have handles is a nightmare. Oh yeah, but no, they're really, really good products, and I'm using them. You've got the mitts as well, the new mitts that have come out. I haven't tried your other. You've got different size bags and stuff as well, which I've not tried. I think I've just done the ocean ones, that what they're called, yeah. So you've got sort of different sizes, which is good, because sorry, someone's calling me now. Let's turn it off. So yeah, why did you go into creating the mitts then? Like what was the thought behind that?
We actually wanted wet wipes first, because I kind of like to use them sometimes on my dog, but I felt bad about it. There was that guilt behind that, and I thought, well, I can't really use them anymore. They're plastic, and you use them for about 30 seconds, and then that's the end of them, and then it's just it's not a good.
Really bad.
Yeah, so then it was just using towels and like carrying bottles of water around with me, that kind of thing. And so we went about buying all the compostable wet wipes that there were at the time. I think there's only one company, and it's a Canadian company that does them.
Was it all the wet wipes?
No, just a wet wipe.
Yeah.
A thin sort of like wet wipe that you kind of get for a baby, similar size to wiping humans. So we're using them on the dog and finding quickly that they were kind of scrunching up in a ball when you kind of scrub hard enough, because that's what happens. We have pores, and so I was like, oh well, it's just not very good. And then I don't know, I think we saw something similar, and then I bought it and tried it and thought, actually a mitt would be a really good idea. It's thicker, it's stronger, and then I think we kind of went down that line.
It's like a glove as well. It's ergonomically better as well, because whole mitt is soft. You can wipe it better. It doesn't scrunch up, because you will find yourself using more wipes than normal. So actually, you're using more material than using a mitt, if you see what I mean, because the wet wipes are so thin.
Yeah, they just rip and tear.
Yeah. And also you want to protect your hand, because, dogs roll in all sorts of stuff and eat all sorts of stuff. You don't want that on your hand.
Well, so, the thing, that's one of the reasons why I bought them, actually, because it was really good timing. I was making a YouTube video, and I was cleaning off one of the dogs, and I was saying, we're going to have towels. We're going to switch to getting some kind of mitt, because I'd always drag the towel across all of us did, dragging the towel across the floor. And it was just a nightmare, because you're just almost making the dogs muddier, because you're just dragging like a towel through like a oily puddle that the car's already parked in. And also we've got a couple of dogs that roll in fox poo, and I was like, it's just the most frustrating thing, taking a dog back that still smells as well, even though they look clean. So that's one of the reasons I went for those as well. And I did buy some like normal towel mitts at the same time. So we're using pretty much all a towel mitt and what you've got, your products as well. So, but they're really, really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, we're pleased with them.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the biggest point was that it's so robust that you can rinse and reuse and rinse and reuse. So there's so little. There's not much wastage. And then after you've come to the end of life of the mitts, then you can bin it in a compost bin. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, just another thing that's it's just being able to sort of live sustainably. Like, I was watching a live video before I jumped on this, and it was these two people talking about just as you move forward in life, like how we can be just more sustainable with just the little things. And it's just those little things like make a big difference because you're doing it every single day. So if a lot of people can, you know, change the bag that they're using, you know, and different things like that in life, I think eventually we'll get there as a society where we can actually be a lot more friendly to the environment. But I wanted to ask you, Alex, because I kind of jumped forward. I wanted to go back because Kiki, you mentioned you do the social media sort of side of things, but Alex, I didn't really know what you're actually doing. It sounds like you're doing like the product like building or something. Yeah, it'd be good to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I usually deal with more of the numbers,
right?
The accounting side of things, sort of like.
You got a background in that.
Business opportunity. Well, I do like sort of the economics side of things, if you like, sort of identifying some opportunities and things like that. And then Kiki is more of the creative side of things. So a lot more numbers, cost, whether this, you know, so and so is profitable or not, and where should we go from here, kind of thing. And that's what we usually do. Yeah.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
Okay.
Just get me anything. Yeah, I don't mind. That's all right. So I just ask what I want for food. But sorry, yeah, carry on. That's my little sister.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the numbers side of things, essentially.
The running of the business, I suppose. That's what Alex does.
Yeah, I think we kind of work well together. I'm not particularly creative, you know, like sort of in terms of like social.
At least you're honest about that, though. That's at least you sort of know.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. That's cool. Like you both have. It's how do you put it? You both kind of complement each other. Then it sounds like obviously Kiki, you're the creative one. I take it then with the social media. Your social media is awesome, and it's grown pretty quick actually, hasn't it? Recently, which is really good. Yeah,
I think I started it in well, we had it from the beginning, but I think in April that's when I started to really get my head down on it and trying to increase the sort of traffic to it. And it's quite a lot of effort actually, and I didn't really appreciate that before. But
especially when you're trying to sell when you're doing like an e-commerce brand, isn't it? It's you've got to really push your, like, why should someone buy from you, and also the fact that you're eco as well. Like it makes it even more niche. So pushing that out, yeah, it's difficult, but I think you've done quite a good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning a lot about it. I mean, I'm like you follow my own personal page as well. I make no effort into that at all. So that's it, the FETCH.IT one. But I guess it's good because it's important for us that our customers can connect to us. I don't want to just get some random person that doesn't know anything about our company or doesn't understand our ethos to chat to our customers or
community.
Pardon?
Like you want just growing a community instead of just having random sales. Yeah,
exactly. It's really because, you know, at the end of the day, our company ethos is about developing a circular economy. So, you know, using the bags and, you know, making it so that it degrades into nothing and gives back to like the planet. The same thing with the mitts. And part of that is not just buying the bag, but educating people and, you know, so that they can understand where the product is coming from, why we developed it, and being part of that story and being part of our journey as well. And I think that's what my aim is with the social media, to get people to understand that, as opposed to just trying to push sales, but to get people involved in the community in that way, which is why we have brand reps and we try and reward like customers. We have a reward scheme now, and you know, we're always really open and honest about what we're doing as well, and transparent, and we just let all our customers know what we're doing, really.
Because I saw it was either a post you did or an email that something happened with the boxes.
Yeah.
So that was were pretty transparent there.
Yeah, I mean, that was terrible that day. I remember waking up in the morning and getting an email from one of our wholesalers, whom another customer had wrote, to them saying, oh, I've just ripped this FETCH.IT box up and there's a plastic laminate, and sent a picture. And I was like, what is this? So I was actually on the phone to Alex at the time and went, oh, Alex, have you seen this email? And then I think panic sort of started setting in. We then called our supplier and she said, oh, casually said, yeah, there is a laminate on it. Otherwise the box doesn't last so long. And we were like, what? We wanted 100% cardboard. So we weren't happy about it. She was just like, well, all our boxes are made like this. And was very just sort of blasé about it. And then we thought, well, now we know, we have to tell everyone. So on the same day, that's when we wrote the email. And then we changed it all on the website. We bought loads of second-class stamps and sent out prepaid envelopes to pretty much all our wholesalers that replied saying that they'd send the boxes back to us. And then I phoned TerraCycle on the same day and said that whether they would be able to help us recycle them. So we had to come up with a solution and a plan, and then all on the same day send an email out, and then also get our designer, who is actually my cousin Danny, who does all the branding for us and all the designing to make a new box and then get it printed as soon as possible. So that all just happened in like 12 hours.
Wow, just putting out a lot of fires then.
Yeah, really, that was horrible that day, but it's sorted now, so we can sleep a little bit better.
I mean, like, with those sort of things, that just, I guess, as you go as a business though, like, you're just going to come across, bumps like that where something's not right, because you're never going to be 100% like perfect for the environment from the get-go. It's always going to change and adapt, isn't it? And something might go wrong. So
it's a learning point, isn't it? Where whenever we're in business, the progress is never linear. There's always going to be bumps along the way, like you say. But as long as we learn from it, we keep we be transparent to our customers and things like that. And I think the customers generally would appreciate that as well. As much as it is a very disappointing situation, but I think we've had very good feedbacks from our customers, wholesalers, because of the transparency, and it didn't shy a bit from it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it with my I get it all the time actually. With obviously we use electric cars, and people comment stuff like when I put a TikTok video up or a YouTube video, I've had people have emailed me or said something in the street and saying, oh, where does your electric come from? How does it get produced? So obviously, there's fossil fuels that are produced because of that, and that's something that I can't really do too much until the system changes itself. So I get that question a lot. Even I used to get it.
Yeah, but you can use renewable energy, can't you? Like, your source of electricity, you can, there's loads of providers out there now that get all their energy from renewable sources.
Yeah, we use Octopus Energy, which eco home energy source, and I mean, we're just actually moving out. So I'm actually at my parents' right now. We're just moving out of our house because the landlord's just sold it, so we're looking for somewhere else. But the place that we've been living in has solar panels as well. So during the summer, we got quite a lot of energy from that, and it was stored with Octopus Energy. It's stored with them, and then we've just been, I've been charging the vehicles off the solar panels, which is just pretty cool. But if someone else was to do it, they might be using an energy source that produces fossil fuels. And
I guess Rome wasn't built in a day, was it?
Exactly.
So the initiative of taking small steps to make the changes actually is what makes the difference. And I mean, you use electricity now, which is a form of clean energy. Yes, you will try and get into a renewable sort of electricity as much as you can, but that's taking a step forward essentially. And small steps will eventually make a difference.
Yeah, and like we offset our emissions as well. We donate, so each of us out of our profits each month, we just basically pay a donation towards this organization which plant trees, and then it calculates our emissions and it offsets that. So we do little bits like that as well, which is I guess people appreciate at the same time. But So there's different ways around it, but yeah, it's just going to take time. It just doesn't happen overnight. But
yeah, but you're doing a lot more than a lot of other people are doing already. So I think people get this get hung up about, you know, if I'm going to be eco-conscious, I have to be doing like everything, but it's not about that. It's about just making small sustainable changes, and you don't have to be doing all this stuff that you read on the internet, because it can be really overwhelming, the amount of information that's out there. So, you know, we encourage everyone, even if they're the smallest things, that's helping. So, you know, it's not about how much you're doing, but just what you're doing.
Yeah, and you can just build up to it as well. So yeah, the education side is super important. Yeah, I agree. But I was going to ask you, where did you come up with the name?
Oh, I can't remember. I think I was on holiday somewhere and I was texting Alex going, we need a name. I don't know. I just went, I just kept firing loads of names. I just kept firing loads of names, and then I said, I don't know how it just came out, and I think it just landed on FETCH.IT, and then that's it.
I think we were looking for something that's sort of pet related, you know, something like fetch for dogs and things like that. But and then we quickly noticed that Fetch was already a company or a website by Ocado, so we can't actually take that. But moving forwards and sort of planning ahead, so we came up with FETCH.IT, and we were thinking about doing some other stuff as well with the "it" at the back. So FETCH.IT was our compostable, you know, poo bags, and then we kind of thought about Wipe.IT, which is where we sort of thought about using the mitts as well.
That's so cool.
So the "it" basically would generally, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be the umbrella. Yeah, because our actually registered company is eco.it, and then FETCH.IT comes underneath it. Then the whites would be it, and then I guess other things that we could do are, you know, there's the "its" that, you know, we've got loads of other ideas in the line, and they all kind of work with along that kind of theme. So yeah, I don't know how to put the name. It was just random, I guess, and just by chance.
It works. No, it's weird how things fall into place actually sometimes. But I was just going to say, we've got, because I haven't got the upgraded version of Zoom, we've got about 10 minutes. So if we just go for this for the next 10 minutes, but my next question actually was going to be, what other products have you got coming out, if you can tell anyone?
Are we allowed to say, Alex?
Yeah, go on. We key it out, yeah. So
yeah, so
you have to you have to completely.
Well, we're working on a towel now actually. So yeah, for the beach and and wiping down your dog afterwards. But it's made out of 35, I think, recycled bottles, and 15% of them are reclaimed from the ocean. So yeah, just basically trying to get rid of the excess plastic by using them in towels. They're sand free. They fold up so you can carry them around with you. And they're hair resistant as well, so the dog hair doesn't stick to them, and they're super absorbent and light as well to use. So it's just another thing to add to the lineup so that people can take them on holiday with them, or leave them in the car, you know, after they've been to the beach, or what's next?
So adding on to that, I mean, the way we are planning the company is that we've done the composting stage, which is the poo bag. So the next phase in our company would be the sustainable phase, which is basically then getting, you know, the recycled plastic bottles and stuff like that, and doing things with that. So it will work together, but we're just taking it in phases. So the composting, and then the sustainability phase, and then we move on from there.
So what's the mission then? Have you got like a long-term vision of where you want to take it? Is it just products you're going to do, or you know, you're going to jump into something that's not a product? I'm trying to think what I even mean by that.
Well, like a treat or something, or food or something.
Possibly, yeah. You know, there's plenty of ideas. Like I recently saw Tesla. Obviously, this is completely different, but Tesla just brought out a tequila. Like, just completely went from electric cars to like tequila. Like, just completely different. And yeah, you know, you see other businesses just flip from what they originally do to then just chucking out something completely different, which is quite interesting. I just wonder if you've got like a completely different.
For me, what I felt is lacking at the moment is how we are recovering our recycled products and things like that. So we're still binning a lot of things that we are unable to recover energy from, So I don't know, hopefully in the future, if we become slightly bigger, we'll be able to make bigger changes like that in terms of how we can do something to the recycling facilities, for example, or recovering energy from that.
Yeah.
But those take a lot of sort of energy and a lot of cost as well in there. But maybe hopefully we'll get there one day.
Yeah, I think in the short term we want to be like the home of the compostable or pet product or any eco-friendly pet product. We want people to think, I want a dog bowl for my dog. Let's go to, FETCH.IT and see what they've got there. And and providing from just working on the pet front first, I think in the short term, that's the plan. And the company grows and we get more, if we get investment and things like that, then we can work on other things like the bigger things that Alex was talking about. I mean, really, because we do both work in the NHS, and one thing that we do moan about a lot is the use of plastic within the organization.
I imagine.
It's crazy. Like you get one thing that's wrapped in plastic again, and it's just used for about 10.
You have to be safe, don't you? There's like nothing can be touched. Yeah, so it's a difficult one, that one, isn't it? But
it is, and I think if scientists are always working out new things and new products and things that they can make things out of. If we can help in any way, even if it's not our idea, but even if we gain enough of this, or if we have enough power or money or anything to help with that kind of initiative, then that would be something that we will want to help with.
Wicked. I was going to say one product I'd love you to make. This is a selfish one. Is so we use this like cleaning products. It's like a plastic tank and it's got like a wire and stuff, and you can just wash the dogs down with. If there's one it's made of plastic, if you can make one that's like recycled or something, because I don't think they do it, like a recycled tank.
Is it the Mud Daddy that you use?
Mud Daddy. Yeah. I was trying to describe the actual product, but I can't find anything like that. That's I just think that would be quite interesting. Something because they work really well. There's not many of those products on the market. That's there's not really much competition. I think there's something Halfords that cleans bikes off, and then
that's what
the dog Mud Daddy thing. But yeah, like a recyclable, or one that's like being made out of plastic bottles or something. That would be pretty unique. And
we'll put it on the list. We'll put it on the list for you.
Yeah, because you're going into you're doing the cleaning stuff, aren't you? So I thought that'd be a good little idea for you. But
yeah. So what's the plan for your business?
Yeah. Well, the bigger picture, because at the moment we've just turned into we're now a franchise. So
yeah, I saw your Easy Pet or something. Is it?
Easy Pet. What's I don't know.
I saw something like Easy something. I'm sure I saw you saw something of yours on Instagram. That it was.
I don't know. Well, the franchise thing, I'm basically I want to grow what I'm doing nationwide. I want to make every pet owner that's looking for a dog walker, they have the option to do it where the service that's being provided is done sustainably. So the pet owner doesn't have to really think about helping the environment. They're doing it subconsciously. So as they're paying us to walk their dog, we're helping the environment, and they're not having to really do much. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking to do and just get as many electric cars on the road, transporting pets, walking their dogs, and that's kind of and just creating awareness, about global warming, and just shouting about it really. That's why our slogan's caring for your pet and the planet. So we're trying to not only just care for pets, but also the planet at the same time with the electric vehicles, with the bags that we're using from you. Just we're using secondhand equipment that we get, like the leads and stuff, sometimes all the crates, like things like that. Trying to and like even Alexis, who works with me, she's just got a hybrid vehicle, and she was kind of not against it, but she didn't really care about the what's the the impact on the environment. So and now she's really changed because she's been driving the electric vehicle. She's now gone and got herself a hybrid. So I think that's kind of what I'm looking to do. I think we've got about 30 seconds that it's going to hang us up on this. We can jump back on if you want.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, so I'll just continue kind of what I was saying, really. Yeah, just to create awareness on global warming, and I find in the pet industry, obviously I saw a gap in the market. I had a dog walking, I worked in kennels and stuff, and got my experience, and then saw a gap in the market. I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. That's kind of why I probably mentioned the tequila thing, but saw what he was doing, and I'm quite a creative person, and saw what Tesla are doing, and started to see lots of you see Teslas everywhere now. They've completely changed the way you transport around, and I kind of wanted to do that same sort of thing within the pet industry, but I didn't know how. Then I suddenly thought, why don't I just go, I don't see any dog walkers using electric cars, and I had to prove the concept, and it was difficult, but yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction, and everyone kind of knows us around here as the electric dog walkers, hence why my personal brand is now sort of the electric dog walkers. Just people kept saying it to us, which is wrong, but yeah.
When are you going to, so the question is, when are you coming to Manchester?
Hopefully very soon. You'll have to find me someone to franchise with, with us, but yeah, no, that would be awesome, because there's plenty, especially because it's a city, there's plenty of pets in the city, and I think it'd be an awesome place for someone to start. And I'm sure, are there loads of points around, electric points? I don't know, do you see any electric points anywhere?
In the retail, yeah, the Tesco's near me has a free electric charging, and so does the Trafford Centre, which is a huge shopping complex. But even the retail parks, most of them, and the Asda's all have them as well. They use the BP Charge Masters.
Yeah, BP Charge. Yeah.
I think it's like, I think if you pay the subscription, you have to pay to use them, which is £7.85 a month or something, I think. And then it's like, or it's £1.
Yeah, there's also, it's really affordable, and people are shocked actually the cost between an electric vehicle and like a petrol or diesel. That's one of the things when we're selling, because I've got a company that helps me sell the franchises now of the locations, and I asked the company to put this comparison on there, from how much it costs per month to run like one of the electric cars that we use compared to a similar vehicle, and it's crazy. It's crazy what the
I think it's just the upfront cost of an electric vehicle. That's what it is. But if you're leasing, I think it doesn't make that much difference.
But we're moving into a world now where more people are renting homes instead of buying. More people are financing vehicles, whether it's petrol, diesel, or electric. Like, we're financing, iPhones. I don't buy this outright. I finance it. Like, that's the sort of world we're moving into now. So I feel like, like my electric car wasn't even that expensive. It was super affordable. I don't finance it. I bought it outright because it was so cheap. And
have you got a Nissan Leaf?
I've got a Renault Zoe.
Oh, Renault Zoe,
probably the cheapest on the market. So I think I got mine for 5.5, which is pretty affordable considering it does 100 miles of range on a full battery.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's ways around it. Like Teslas, they're fairly expensive, but
but everyone's making electric cars now, so they will become more affordable.
Yeah.
By 2025, BMW are moving.
Volkswagen are doing it in sort of like their ID models. Volkswagen are launching quite a few of their electric vehicles as well. So it's much more affordable.
It's changing. I think
Peugeot have got them as well now. Pardon?
It's changing quick. The industry is really, it's the same with like the vegan industry. That's just booming now. People are going from, eating 100% meat to, like eating meat in most meals, and now they're cutting that in half and putting some kind of vegan product there. So it's I think especially with the younger generation, they're really pushing it forward now and making a change. And you're seeing all this, the protests and stuff. They're really led by the younger generation, which is it's really, really good to see, and it's an interesting time that we're living in. So yeah, I feel like
I think schools highlighting it a lot more as well. Schools being taught about it a lot more, and then there's obviously people like Greta Thunberg as well. She's she's a young person, and a lot of other kids look at her and think how much she's done for. I mean, she started when she was like 8 or something. And she's had a massive impact.
Huge. I love Greta Thunberg. Her messages. She's brilliant. We need more young leaders like that, I think.
Yeah.
One thing actually, that I have got a few other sort of questions to ask you, but there's an idea actually I've been thinking of doing, and it'd actually be quite cool to maybe get you involved. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it, but I don't know how and I don't know when. But basically, because you just brought up Greta Thunberg, I wanted to start the first, so obviously you've got these protests that happen in London with, I think it's Extinction Rebellion. You've seen
yeah.
it? Yeah. Everyone hates it, but they caused a massive, they're doing a lot basically and getting a lot of awareness. And I wanted to do something where it was, I was going to kind of call it Walk Your Dog for the Climate. So we could basically do this big sort of protest, whether it's in like your local city or even in London, but just try and combine like people and pets, or people and animals, and create awareness about global warming. I thought that'd be quite interesting, and I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but it's an idea that I've come up with, and I think it would be quite cool to just get pet owners and their pets to combine and sort of march through, let's say, London, and shout about climate change. And I think it'd be cool, to see if you guys could get involved in whatever you're doing. And it's just an idea at the moment, but something I've been
I mean, we'd love to be involved with something like that. I mean, obviously due to COVID we can't do that now, but when this is over, but we do get involved with there's another charity called Pause on Plastic.
Right.
And they're based in London, and they do sponsored charity. Well, before all COVID, they do sponsored charity walks to highlight plastic when we're walking our dogs, and encouraging people to pick up plastic when we're on our walks. So we sponsor those as well. I mean, we tend to give as much as we can, even though we are really, really small, and we get now, because of this, we are getting almost daily emails and messages asking people if we can give them stuff to help them with certain charities and things like that. But anything that's kind of climate changing, or a significant charity, or anything like that where we feel like it's a really good cause, we are more than happy to help as much as we can. Sometimes, especially at the beginning, our contributions were very, very small, but as the company's growing, we are feeling more comfortable giving more to these causes.
It doesn't always have to be, you don't have to give back financially. I think it can be, whether you shout about it on your social media or something like that, or send an email blast, like things like that. Just everyone coming together and, whatever charity it's for, or for this idea, dog walk for the climate. I think a lot of pet owners would really, get involved. So it's an idea I've had for a little while. I've had it for the whole year. So, but obviously we can't really do anything, like you said, because of COVID. So can't really go near anyone. But So I mean, one of my
we're definitely just keep us in touch, and we can sort something out.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much time do you both have left?
I'm flexible.
I was going to say, so my last kind of question was, was what are your thoughts on climate change as a whole, and within sort of the pet industry, like how it's even affecting climate change, because that's sort of a big thing to me. So I don't think a lot of pet owners know what to do when it comes to, what they're feeding their dog, all that sort of stuff, and dog toys, and being bad for the environment. There's lots of crap basically in this industry that I feel like, what you're doing, you're now changing that. I think other companies are starting to do it, but it'd be good to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, in general, climate change, I think we need to be doing more in every aspect of our life, regardless of whether you're a dog owner or not. But it just, and just doing small things, things like speaking up a bit more about it, telling people more about it, changing your home to renewable energy resources, changing the way you buy things, stop buying fast fashion, buy more sustainable clothing. Look and research companies that you're buying from. Don't just look at their little banner and say, yeah, we are a sustainable company, but look at actually what they're doing. Just doing a bit more research, educating yourself. I guess that you should be doing that in with your pet, with anything that you're buying really. So anything you're buying for your dog or for your pet, you need to look at the companies that you are buying from. So what are they doing? Are they giving back to the community? Where are they sourcing their products from? You know, and especially with food and things, because obviously, you know, even with dog food, because it's so much meat in it, a lot of them have, you know, 70% meat. There are better alternatives now where people are doing insects and vegetables and things like that. So I guess you just need to be a bit more conscious about the decisions that you're making. Like things like toys, obviously there's just loads of plastic toys. You can get them for like 99p in every single shop. And you play with it for about 10 seconds before it gets bored, or choose it until it breaks and then you have to throw it away. I can name like at least 1 or 2 companies that make really good dog toys that are sustainable, that are made out of recycled plastics, that last ages, and that's what you want to go for really. You don't always need lots of toys. As your dog gets older, you can keep them enriched in other ways, you know, training them, teaching them how to do things, and finding other ways to entertain them instead of just throwing a toy at them.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, 100%. You know, I appreciate you know, both of you coming on. I think you know, I like I said, I'm an avid user of your products, and really liked the whole story you've highlighted in this. And I was going to say, do you want to let everyone know, because I'm going to put this on probably Instagram, check it on YouTube, probably in my groups and stuff, and then, you know, cut up into little snippets, put on my Instagram. But do you want to let everyone know where to find your products and where to follow you as well? I'll put it in the description, but yeah, do you want to sort of let everyone know?
Yeah, so you can, our website is FETCH.IT.co.uk, where all our products are, and then our social media handles are all at FETCH.IT.co.uk, just at FETCH.IT, sorry. So our social media is all at FETCH.IT, so Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
But we're not very active on Twitter, so probably don't. I know it's too many for me to handle. I haven't had time to sort that out yet. Even our Facebook is just kind of linked to our Instagram, but it's the Instagram that's the main one at the moment.
Yeah.
But you can get into us anyway in all 3 social media platforms if you have any questions. I mean, we pretty much answer all emails, and the messages on Instagram. I try my hardest to get through all of them, but sometimes I do forget. So if I have seen it and I haven't replied within 2 days, just send me a nudge. Because sometimes, but yeah, or emails. So it's normally a good way
to get you,
of getting in touch. So we get people asking about how to compost their dog poo all the time. So we've got like video tutorials, not that we've done ourselves, but we stole them from a farmer. Who emailed us? He emailed us back and says that what he's using is compost for. So it's quite good to be part of a community that does compost the dog poo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just being a part of the community is super important. You know, you just pick up little things like that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I think eventually, and in Canada, what they do is that their actual councils they have special dog poo bins, and they compost all their dog poo in they have a septic tank, because obviously there's such a huge amount of dog poo, septic tank, and they compost it in a proper way, in like a very industrial way. And their council gives out compostable bags, depending which state you live in. And then they use it to use for fertilizer, or for composting and fertilizer and things like that in forest areas, and to, you know, to help plant more trees and things like that. So I would love for Boris, if you're listening, to think.
I'll email him it.
Yeah, definitely. But he probably not. He's not. He's too busy now anyway. So yeah, that's what we would want for the UK, really, to create a circular economy, so there's no wastage, and then we're using, you know, the resources from dog poo. You could actually, Dan, you can look into dog poo powering cars.
Don't say that's a thing.
No, that is a thing. So because of the methane it produces, they have a bus in several parts of America and also somewhere down south that's powered purely on dog poo. And
you need
there's also you need a lot. But there's 9.1 million dogs in the UK.
Yeah, sorry.
Each dog makes 2 poos a day on average. So there is a lot of poo.
Yeah, there is a lot of poo, and it's all being wasted, that energy. And you could, in Malvern Hills, they have a lamppost where dog walkers in this park that they all go to, they put their poo in and they turn the handle, and that then generates energy and methane, and that powers the lamppost in that park. And I think all parks in England should have that. So that's what you need to get on.
You never know. Like there's you just never know what someone's going to come up with, which then may become the norm in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we're running out of fossil fuels, so dog poo produces large amounts of methane. Exactly. So that's what you need to get onto. You need to write to Elon Musk and get him to make a dog poo powered.
He'd be the right person to do that, actually, wouldn't he? He does all sorts of crazy things. Yeah. But,
exactly. So that's where it's going. Can you imagine if you had a dog walking business and you powered your whole vehicle on just dog poo, on the dog poo from your clients?
I was going to say, we'll take it from all the clients just to power the vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then you would actually have,
that'd be cheap.
You would not use any fossil fuel.
That's very self-sufficient then. That'd be a good thing. So my overheads wouldn't be that big then. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, wicked. Yeah, thanks for coming on this call. It's been a good chat, and I think we should maybe do another one of these in the future to see where you guys are, and you might
more than
another
happy.
product out. So
yeah, hopefully in the near future. But yeah, thanks for inviting us.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Take care now.